All right, welcome back to the Dare Raid. And next up in our spring review of the position groups is the tight ends. A very big question mark going into 2024 because of the, lack of production in the tight end group last year, at least by Wisconsin standards and by Phil Longo's standards. This season, we've got a lot of questions. But let's take a look at the group and maybe see if we can answer some of those questions. So, based on what we're hearing coming out of spring practice, the depth is looking like we got Riley Nowakowski, Tucker Ashcraft, and as of late, Jackson McGowan separating themselves as the first three tight ends. What I like about those three is that they break three different styles to the game. Nowakowski, obviously the former fullback, is going to be the best blocker of the group, is going to be called on as that true wing H-back type. They used him last year, pushing him downfield. They use him in the slot a little bit. But I think now that they are starting to build a little bit more variety in all the position groups, you could see his role become more of what he's used to. So, a fullback off the edge, doing the split flows, going to the flats, going up the seams, a typical fullback type role. Tucker Ashcraft came in and played as a true freshman last year and did out admirably. He has things that he needs to work on. Obviously, his blocking needs to improve, but he was a freshman last year. But he has all the tools to be a every down type of tight end. And I would really expect to see him be a solid number two, be the first guy coming in the slot, and really seeing an increase in his catches this year. Jackson McGowan, from what we're hearing, isn't much of a blocker. I was kind of expecting that. He's going to be a touchdown vulture, red zone type guy. I would not be surprised if we see him brought in that vaunted boundary receiver role that we've been hearing, and running slants, running quick ins and stuff like that from the backside. He's going to be a great guy running crossing routes over the middle as well when they bring him in the slot. He's going to be a big slot and a big receiver, and that's something that we need. I mean, last year we didn't really have that type in the tight end group. Hayden Rucci was your typical Wisconsin third tackle type tight end. Riley Nowakowski was a converted fullback, and Tucker Ashcraft was a freshman. They tried to use Tucker in that role, and he did okay, but he was a freshman. McGowan is come now. He's at the same level as Ashcraft is, but he comes in with a little bit more top-end athletic ability. So I really think we can see him getting in there. We heard a lot about Grant Steck this spring. His build, how big and strong he is, he could emerge as the number two blocking tight end. JT Seagreaves was kind of in that role last year. So when they would come out in their 13 personnel groupings, you'd see him get in there. But Steck is everything that Seagreaves is, just a little bit bigger, a little bit taller, and a little bit faster. Recipe for the freshman to get some looks early on. And then the last one we could talk about is Rob Booker. He's been hurt most of the spring. I think he's destined to redshirt this year. And because, right now he's probably number 6 out of the 6 tight ends that I mentioned without going deeper into your Angel Tombs of the world and the walk-on types. So Booker's probably going to be destined to be a redshirt this year, unless he can become a core special teams guy, which no idea. You love using tight ends on special teams if they can tackle and if they can run. We can see about that, but Steck's going to get some playing time early as a young guy. McGowan is going to be a reliable receiving threat. At least that's what they're hoping for. Ashcraft, they're hoping is going to be an all-around number 2 type guy. And then Nowakowski is going to be your lead blocker type, your flat tight end, your fullback type. Maybe we get a little bit of Jackson Aker in this group as well. Running a little bit of that Nowakowski play set. Who knows? We'll talk about that a little bit when we get into the running back group. But there's a lot of talent in the tight end group. There's a diversity of abilities. So we'll see what happens. I do think, and this will be the last point we'll talk about with the tight ends, I do think we're going to see a drop-off in the use of the 11 personnel package. Last year, it was our base probably 80% of the time. I think that's going to significantly go down based on the growth in our receiving group and our running back group. I think we're going to see a lot more 2-back sets. I think we're going to see a lot more 4-receiver sets and maybe even 5 receiver sets. That's nothing against the tight ends. It's going to clean up a little bit, or it's going to make up for a little bit of their deficiencies in their group, and it's going to allow us to get better athletes in the field. So we'll see how it goes. But that's your tight ends. Next time, we're going to talk about the running backs, a group that I'm really excited for this season and I think are going to make a huge jump even after losing Braylon Allen to the NFL. So that'll be next time. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you then.